Big John, you're coming in hot. Big John, oh, there he is. John, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Man, it's good to see you. Wow, I can't believe I'm actually talking to Big John. Like I said, normally I see you from a television screen, my computer screen, or my phone, and I'm just watching you go. So I'm really excited, and I'm really happy to have you here tonight. How you doing?
Good.
I love the shirt you're wearing. What kind of shirt is that?
This is a Disney shirt. Every week when I do the show, I always do a Disney shirt.
Yes, I do. So that's awesome. I love it. What shirt you got on today? What are we representing today?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's a very busy shirt. Awesome. So, Big John, I got to ask you the first question. Where does the name Big John come from?
Okay. All right. Well, you see, back in 2007 when I was on spring break in Chicago visiting my uncle. We went to the Sears Tower, Willis Tower, back then called the Big John. We went up to the very top floor. My mom got me a hat that said Big John on it. I have it it's in my room to this day, and I have many different replica hats of it. And from the first time I wore it to school, everything changed. I became somebody.
Nice. So Big John is your identity. You're not John. You're Big John.
Exactly.
So when people see you in the park, walking around, filming, creating content, or even commenting for you, you prefer Big John?
I'll take whatever people can get.
I got it. All right. So Big John naturally develops the Big John Network, right? So tell me about the Big John Network. How long has it been around? What sparked the Big John Network?
Well, you see, it may come to no surprise. I have autism, and at Disney, in the very past, we did not know how to navigate the parks with what I had, but about 12 years ago, when we were at Epcot on Christmas Eve, I was having a bit of a meltdown.
Okay.
And one of my dad's buddies from one of my dad's old Navy buddies, who then was the entertainment director for Epcot, noticed it, and he said that if we have any problems, we can talk to a cast member, and that completely changed everything. And so, a couple years ago, my dad and I were driving home from our ski condo, and my dad came up with a cool idea for me to start a YouTube channel to help people with disabilities do Disney. And it's been going on for 4 years this coming May 27th.
Wow. To the date, May 27th, 4 years. That really already is an accomplishment in itself. And like I said, I really appreciate it. It is Autism Awareness Month. But I just love how the origin story of that, how, you bring your own personal experience into it, and it was a family thing. Your dad says this would be a great idea for you. And from what I see in your videos, you love to do it, right?
Yeah. I'm inspired.
That's what Mousepiration's all about. It's about, we are inspired by the mouse, by the man behind the mouse, Walt himself. And I really do applaud you, and I thank you for what you do, because my favorite segment, like I don't have a disability, right? But to get your perspective and to hear your tips and everything like that, because some of your tips, like you said, they are definitely catered to people with disability and navigating around the parks, but they're also just good, genuine tips too. Everything you say, and it doesn't even apply to necessarily a disability, but even something as minute as a peanut allergy, right?
Yeah.
Because he even says, like, at any time you go to a restaurant, like you were at the Wave the other day, and he says, you can always stop and talk to a cast member, or even ask the chef, ask your waiter, hey, I have a peanut allergy. What can I do? What can I alter? Never be afraid to ask.
Yep. Yeah, so one time we ate the very first time we ate at the Beast Castle, I hadn't a single clue what anything was on the menu. So we asked the waitress if we could talk to the chef. My parents asked if they could talk to the chef. The chef came and he talked to me. He came to my level and he told me everything. He explained everything that was on the menu, and it really helped. To never be afraid to ask for help.
That really is incredible, and it's really very simple. You know, that's probably like a huge tip to everybody. Don't be afraid to ask. Now, of course, be respectful, but never be afraid to ask, or never feel embarrassed, or never feel, shameful to just ask, right? So now, disability is definitely one segment of the Big John Network, because you do other things, just clips of what it's like to be in the park, what it's like to be on certain rides too, right?
Yep, I have done a lot of great ride videos. I've done some great tip videos, and some videos that have started this. Some videos of something that I am sure I know they will come back. The Citizens of Hollywood.
Yes, we cannot wait for the Citizens of Hollywood to come back. And you're right, they will come back.
Yep, because I'm sure you have seen my tribute videos that I've jumbled together.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? Number 3 will be dropping this week.
This week, do we have a day? Do we have an estimated day? You know what?
Wait.
You don't even tell them the day. The best way to know when you're dropping that is to go to your channel, the Big John Network on YouTube, subscribe, and click that notifications button so that when you do drop it, they get the notification and they can check it out. So from Instagram to Facebook and YouTube and anywhere else that you're hearing this, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you're listening to the Mousepiration Podcast, do yourselves a favor. Go to YouTube, type in the Big John Network. You're going to see this handsome guy there. Go ahead and hit subscribe. And of course, hit that bell button so that you get the notifications that when he does drop his tips, drops his videos, and even maybe goes live.
Well, hopefully I'm hoping for when I reach 1,000, because some of the streamers that I've known, like Beth's Disney Adventures, before she reached 1,000, she had an app that did not quite work most of the time. So I want to wait till I get 1,000 before I think about streaming. But time will tell.
So that's the goal. That's the goal for you, though, right? To get to those 1,000 followers so that you can do the same thing that you're inspired by, like you said, those other Disney vloggers and content creators. Just have that adversity where you can go live every now and then, right?
Yeah, so anyway, the cool thing is so back to the whole citizen thing, you know, when my mom explained to one of the citizens that I had autism, he said that he had a 14-year-old on the spectrum, and that really hits a good level. Okay. I think. Yeah. And I think it's very cool that if you know someone who knows the level, they know exactly who exactly we are.
That really is a powerful statement. And excuse me, because I'm not as well versed. So when you say on the spectrum of autism, there are certain levels to autism.
Yes.
Okay. So there are certain levels. So that's kind of what resonated with you, is when that cast member was like, "Hey, I'm related to somebody who's at level." You said 4?
Yep. Well, 14.
14. So that seems like it's a pretty big spectrum.
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen most of the levels. I've been volunteering at elementary school for 6 years. I know the levels.
Wow. That's incredible. And again, I love the fact I'm really in awe, and again, I am so grateful and, in awe that you do the disability segment. It is my favorite segment that you do on the Big John Network. Like I said, you do have a lot of great videos. I did like the Slinky Dog, video you just recently did. But the disability is always fun. I always love watching it. I always learn something. And with this being Autism Awareness Month, I think it's really important to educate people, even like myself, who, when I heard on the spectrum, I really didn't know that meant a level, that there were levels to autism. Like, I thought there were categories. but I didn't think of a spectrum to that extent. So I really appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Now, I also have another question for you.
All right.
What's the goal? What's the goal for the Big John Network, for disability? You know, what's your end game?
You know what? The goal is to reach out to people. People who think, people who have kids with disabilities or people who have disabilities, they think Disney, that's not going to work. But if they see my videos and they see how I make it work, hopefully it will work for them too. You know, people always think there's a box,
right?
You know, and we just want to come out of
it. Man, you are just killing me with these deep insights, and I really love it. And again, I'm very admirable of it. This is great, man. I really appreciate your transparency, and again, like your insight to this, because you know, when you ask like an actor, you know, what do you want to accomplish, and they may say something, but the end game is maybe to be famous, right? And you're not looking to do that. Your answer was to reach out to the people, to let people know that it's okay to have autism, have any disability, and you can still enjoy Disney like everybody else. And one thing too is like, you know, I never even thought about that. As a parent, I'm not a parent, but as a parent who may have a child with autism or a disability, you know, they may question, could I do Disney? You know, how do I do Disney with somebody in my family who has autism or has a disability? So I really, again, I appreciate what you do on the Big John Network with the Disability Show. Like I says, I can't say enough nice things about it. Now,
thank you.
So moving away from the Big John Network, I know we never want to move away from the Big John Network, but I got a question for you personally. And this is a heavy loaded question. Okay?
All right.
If Walt Disney was alive today and saw Disney in the direction it's going, the way it's trending, what do you think his reactions would be?
Well, you know, I would like to quote the words by the late Imagineer Marty Sklar. If he saw Disney today, if Walt saw Disney today, he would look around and he would say, "What took you so long?"
I love that. So you think he'd be satisfied? I mean, that is like, man, that's textbook. That is textbook. That is definitely a Walt answer. Absolutely. Wow. But you think he'd be satisfied, but he wouldn't be, you know, Walt was very known for being not unsatisfied, but wanting more, wanting purpose. What's the purpose, and why did it take you so long to get here? So I think that's incredible. He was always 10 steps ahead of everybody else in every industry. And then, John, one final question.
All right.
I have to ask you. Right, so This is Mousepiration. Undoubtedly, I myself personally, I am inspired by Disney in my own personal way. What is it about Disney, the brand, the man, Walt Disney himself? What is it that inspires you? Like, why Disney?
Why not?
Absolutely, because you know, people sometimes, they say, oh, they're so obsessed with Disney. Oh, you can't be an adult and enjoy Disney. What's wrong with you? You know, there's something wrong with that person.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one time I was doing my job I was doing a little daycare thing, and I was wearing a Disneyland t-shirt. One of the kids said, you've been to Disneyland? And I said, yes. I would try to do, and he said, that place is for babies. And I was like, okay. He'll be sorry.
Yeah, you got that right. So you've been to Disneyland, right?
Yes, back in 2009.
Nice.
But I did buy a shirt at a retail store.
Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. And what do you prefer, Disney World, Disneyland?
Oh, World, absolutely.
I know. I lived in LA for a little bit, been to Disneyland a bunch of times, but there is nothing like Walt Disney World. All right, John. So I appreciate you being here. It really does mean the world to me. We are in Autism Awareness Month. Thank you for your education on it. Thank you for your insights. Again, thank you for what you do, the Big John Network on YouTube. your show, that's your segment on there, the visibility. I love your top 5 so much. Me and my girl, me and my fiance, we look at each other, it's like, let's get ready for John's top 5. So one last thing I want you to do, talk to the people and just, you said you want to reach out to the people. Just let them know, tell them something, tell them a message, leave them with a little bit of Mousepiration.
All right. Well, if any of you are watching, if any of you have disabilities, or if you know someone or have a family member with disabilities, please go subscribe to the Big John Network on YouTube. We are 10 away from 200 subscribers, and I could really use and every little bit helps. Every bit of support, I want. Check it out, and all my great videos, all the great stuff to come. We only scratched the surface from some of the things I've uploaded this week. So many great things are coming. Just subscribe and stay tuned. That's all I can say.
The work speaks for itself. Like I said, your videos are fantastic. You are fantastic. I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being here, being my first interviewee, my first guest. Thank you so much. I think we have to bring you back on here because, again, I love your Disney education and I love your insights. So if you would come back sometime, we'll have to talk after the show and maybe bring you back in. What do you think?
Mate, anytime, any place.
There's only one place, and that's Walt Disney World, baby. We'll have to do a live stream together once we get down there. But, John, once again, thank you one more time. Mm-hmm. So long. We'll see you. We hope to see you real soon.
Real soon.
You got it, baby. Take care.
All right. See ya.